We look at the way people are living right now, and it's like, another.
And they are complaining every day.
Another, what is it?
In 1 week, 4 murders.
Like it's so obvious how
17 years, Pierre, 17 years, only son of parents. I was there. 17 years and 19 years. Both were killed at once. Right in Shere, about 3 kilometers from. Nice piece in Globe and Mail by Andrew Quinn. I discussed that, and so many calls from Alberta on that day. The separation, the separatists, how you take them? They wanted to break a country where you intend to be a prime minister, and it is very, very fine line you have to walk on that. What do you think?
Here, I'm for a united Canada. And that's what I say when I'm in rural Alberta, when I'm in Ottawa, when I'm in British Columbia. We need to unite the country, bring everybody together.
I observe as a journalist, if I write something like 3 years, 4 years ago on X, they see or give some impression and done. Now they come and they check who is writing what. Then they come after you. Hey, you are telling us how to live in this country? Go back.
Who's this?
Everywhere. Yes,
really?
On the social media. But that's hate crime is the highest peak.
Yeah, people are more divided.
Yeah, what do you think? What is the reason there?
I think the Liberal government has divided our people. They divide based on race, ethnicity, religion, gender, region. They divide and conquer. And, 10 years of turning people against each other, and you're going to have a lot of divisions.
And Daniel Smith is very happy as Carney is making new announcements, new pipeline, and David Eby may be happy too. And is there slogans or there something is going on ground in coming years?
A lot of smiley face signing ceremonies and announcements, but he's been prime minister now for well over a year. We have no pathway, no builder, no investment, no permit, no start date for a pipeline.
ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਲੀਡਰ ਆਫ ਅਫੀਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਆਪੋਜੀਸ਼ਨ ਪੀਅਰ ਪੋਲੀਐਵ ਆਉਣਗੇ. It's almost 17-18 months now he got back. It's very hard to catch on him. He's busy.
Great to be with you, my friend. Thank you, Harjit, for all your great work. It's wonderful to be back on the show.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
So after you got elected from Alberta, and let's start from your constituency. How constituents are doing there?
Well, it's a mixed bag, right? The oil and gas workers are still suffering because we're not getting projects built. And so even though they are very skilled, they have Red Seal licenses as pipe fitters, welders, industrial carpenters. They can't find good jobs. And they want us to get rid of the industrial carbon tax and the anti-development laws so we can build pipelines, expand the oil sands, produce more oil and gas. And they'll be ready to go. They could be making lots of money. And we can bring back all those small towns in rural Alberta that are boarded up and suffering. Rural crime is now a problem. Neighborhoods where people didn't need to lock their doors. They just, it was these neighborhoods, they're places where probably like in Punjab where your neighbor could come in and walk right in the front door and because he needed to borrow borrow a pair of scissors, he'd just walk in the house.
Yes.
Because it's an informal small town, everybody knows everyone.
Yes.
Well, now with all the rural crime, criminals, they roll into town and they burglarize, they steal cars, they attack people. It's much more dangerous to live in rural Canada. So that's another concern. And then, of course, many people just can't afford to pay their bills. They're just not making it. They can't buy groceries anymore. The kids can't buy homes. This is a very sad change of events because rural Alberta used to be a very, very prosperous, safe, affordable, very affordable. You used to be able to buy a beautiful house for $150,000. Now you can't buy a parking lot for that amount of money. So things have gotten a lot worse, but people keep their hope and they're fighting on. And I'm pleased to be their champion, fighting for an affordable, safe, strong Canada. Unblock our resources, cut the taxes, get rid of the inflationary deficits, lock up the criminals. Respect firearms owners. Let people keep their hunting rifles and their their farm guns, and let them have self-defense rights. We have a bill for self-defense, the right to defend yourself, including using lethal force against home invaders.
And there was a nice piece in Globe and Mail by Andrew Quinn. I discussed that, and so many calls from Alberta on that day. The separation, the separatist. How you take them? They wanted to break a country where you intend to be a prime minister. And it is very, very fine line you have to walk on that. What do you think?
Well, I don't walk a fine line. I'm very clear. I'm for a united Canada. And that's what I say when I'm in rural Alberta, when I'm in Ottawa, when I'm in British Columbia. We need to unite the country, bring everybody together to make this a strong, safe, affordable, united country once again. And that's what we were. I mean, you know, if you look back 10 years ago, Conservatives were in power. There were no separatists.
Yeah, there was no call.
No separatism in Alberta. And actually the separatists in Quebec were dead. They were gone. The PQ and the BQ, they were wiped off the map. 10 years later, we have a referendum in Alberta and we have the separatists leading the polls in Quebec. It's the job of the Prime Minister to unite our country. And it's a fair question. How is he doing? Are we more united today or are we less united today after 10 years of Liberal government?
Polarization, which I observe as a journalist, if I write something like 3 years, 4 years ago on X, they see or give some impression and done. Now they come and they check who is writing what. Then they come after you. Hey, you are telling us how to live in this country? Go back.
Who's this?
Everywhere, yes,
Really?
on the social media, but that's hate crime is the highest peak.
Yeah. People are more divided.
Yeah, what do you think? What is the reason there?
Look, I think the Liberal government has divided our people. They divide based on race, ethnicity, religion, gender, region. They divide and conquer. And, 10 years of turning people against each other, and you're going to have a lot of divisions. So it's a very sad approach. I think the goal should be to unite us as a people and as a country. And that's what I intend to do as Prime Minister.
Another stigma which we are having just from where we are sitting about 7-8 kilometers, the Cochin tribe.
Yes.
The land is just there. It's 800 acre of land, prime land with the warehouse, and thousand people are employed there. The new things comes out, and that is also, it is above the foreign buyer tax. Is 20% tax on if someone buy a home of $1 million, he have to pay 200,000 fee in BC, that foreign buyer tax. And above this, the land dispute starts. So where it leads us?
It's very scary. I mean, what happened was that the federal Liberal government refused to defend property rights. The Cowichan tribes took the Canadian government to court. The Liberal government put forward Guideline 14, which bans federal lawyers from arguing that private property comes first in any title dispute.
Yes.
So the judge said, okay, well, if the federal government is not going to defend property rights, I won't either. And she ruled that Aboriginal title takes precedence over home ownership title. Now, if this precedent stands,
Yes.
every British Columbia homeowner is at risk because the entire province is under claim by one tribe or another.
Yes.
So what we have said as Conservatives, we got a motion coming forward on Monday that says the federal government should reverse this guideline and actually give firm instructions to lawyers to argue that property rights of private owners comes first. Homeowners, small businesses that own land, their land is secure. And we're asking all MPs in the Lower Mainland, vote for the Conservative property rights motion to protect the homes of people who've worked hard, made a down payment, pay their taxes. Those people should have firm property rights without question.
So they need backup at your website, at the Conservative website, they go and vote?
Well, it's a vote in the House of Commons.
But
so
you are doing there, but the
yes, we are
normal
having a
Canadian.
petition. Yes,
Okay,
we have a petition.
will be there.
Look to my social media. I will reinitiate that petition. put property rights first. And I encourage all listeners today to watch that vote on Monday. Will your MP vote for your property rights, or will they vote to put the rights at risk, as the Liberal government has done over the last 10 years?
Now, another uncertainty among Canadians, the inflation. People are working 7 days a week, 10 hours each, both parents.
Yeah.
Then it comes out, they are not taking care for their kids. Kids are going on odd paths in the drug or anywhere, then they still blame on parents. We got 4 murders 1 week in Canada, in Surrey. And so much going on, and still people are thinking Mr. Carney is economist and he'll bring economy back.
Really? When has he ever done that? Mark Carney has been wrong on every economic question of the last decade. Wrong to support the carbon tax. Wrong to support money printing after COVID. Wrong when he predicted that COVID was going to bring prices down. Wrong when he said we should keep half our oil and gas in the ground. Wrong to oppose the original pipeline to the Pacific. He has been wrong on absolutely every economic question. Mark Carney's experience in economics has made him uniquely bad for the economy, because he's in favor of helping a small group, a club of corporate power brokers like Brookfield, which gets government handouts that benefits from inflation. Brookfield CEO says they get richer when there's inflation. So Mark Carney's still a shareholder in that company, profiting off the inflation that's costing you more money at the grocery store and the gas tank. And then you've got tax havens. You know, you might say, well, I'm paying so much in tax. He puts his money in a tax haven. So the guy who charges you 40, 50% tax here in Canada is avoiding those taxes himself. So if there's no question that he's going to be very good at enriching himself by making others poor. But we've already seen what happened. By the way, are you better off than you were a year ago?
No. Everyone, that's why people called in. They are in trouble.
We have this great, he's supposedly a brilliant economist. How is it working out for you in the local economy? Is your job paying you more? How is the cost at the grocery store, at the pumps? How is your rent compared to 10 years ago? It's all worse, and it will only get worse as long as the Liberals are in power. We need a change. We need a full reversal of these policies so that you have strong money, better take-home pay, lower taxes, boosted salaries. That's how we're going to get life back for our people.
He's finding international markets. He's improving the relation with India and China. Rather, in September 2023, you were there in House when Trudeau said that Indian government, they have credible allegation for killing off Hardeep Singh Nijjar. Now, above everything, those things are lingering behind, and he's making deals with India and China. And same token, your shadow minister, Michael Chong, is in Taiwan. How you will think about our foreign affairs and which direction we are heading?
We have to put Canada first. We have to make sure that our country is safe. First and foremost, we need to keep terrorists, thugs, foreign interference keep it out of our borders.
Yes.
We need to bring the immigration back under control and restore the system where we protect the safety and affordability of Canada first and foremost. We need to sell to these countries, China, India, etc. But the only way to do that is to unlock and unblock our resources. More oil and gas, more nuclear, more potash, more resource production will boost our economy and our dollar. A stronger dollar, by the way, is very important. It means that gas becomes more affordable when you have a stronger dollar. It means food's more affordable. So our approach is really to focus on Canada, making our country better off, not selling out to any other country in the world.
And the Middle East conflict, Iran conflict, and Gaza genocide in Gaza. Few people attacked in Israel, and 75,000 Gazans been killed, and Gaza demolished totally. And but it would have been different if you are in power.
Well, I don't think that any Canadian government can control what happens in the Middle East.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should focus on what we can control. Like, what would it have been different is, well, oil prices have now gone up over $100. If I had been in power, we'd be producing a lot more of our own oil. And we should be profiting from these high prices because we have the fourth biggest supply of oil anywhere on earth. I want to build up a strategic oil reserve. We're the only G7 country without a reserve, even though we're the G7 country with the most oil beneath the ground. We don't have any reserves. We should have 300 million barrels of reserves. You know the major benefit of having reserves is you accumulate them when prices are low, and you sell them when the prices are high. You make a fortune. Imagine if we were selling 100 million barrels of oil into the world market right now, how much money we'd be making. But we don't have any reserves because Mark Carney and the Liberals support this radical net zero agenda of keeping our oil and the gas in the ground. This is stupid. It is designed to make us poorer. I want to make us richer. I want us to double our oil production and send it to Asia, yes, to the United States, fuel our own country at the pumps. This could make us into the richest, most affordable country anywhere on earth.
And Daniel Smith is very happy as Carney is making new announcements, new pipeline, and David Eby may be happy too. And is there slogans or there something is going on ground in coming years?
Look, there's a lot of smiley face signing ceremonies and announcements, but he's been prime minister now for well over a year. We have no pathway, no builder, no investment, no permit, no start date for a pipeline. There are 500 resource projects waiting for federal government approval today. 500, representing hundreds of billions of dollars of opportunity. You know what the federal government needs to do to make them happen? Get out of the way. Grant the permit. Let the builders build, the investors invest, and the workers work. These are private sector projects. They don't need government help. They need permission to go. And what I want to do is repeal the anti-development laws and have 6-month permitting. So all these projects would get a green light within 6 months. Imagine what we could build, Harjit. That's what I want to do for our country.
You elaborate a lot in last 4 years since we started in this studio, May 2022, gatekeepers bring it home, so many slogans. And what happened in last 2 months? Heading with 25-30% above and forming government, since just Carney got, how Canadians forget all those slogans which you gave?
Look, behind my slogans are real policies. You know, when I say get rid of the gatekeepers, I'm being very specific.
Yes.
I'm saying let's speed up permits and free up land for home building that young people can afford. Let's take up all taxes from home building. Let's get, when I say axe taxes, when I say axe the tax, it means get rid of all the taxes on gas so you can afford to fuel up at the pump. You know, bring it home. What did that mean? It meant like bringing back production to Canada of our resource sector. So they're not, yes, I do summarize them in slogans, but underneath the slogan, there's real meaning.
There's meaning, yes.
Stop the crime, right? It's so frustrating because
I can feel.
because we look at the way people are living right now, and it's like, you know,
and they are complaining every day.
Another what is it? 4 shootings this week in
1 week, four murders.
Like it's so obvious how to stop
17 years,
this.
Pierre, 17 years, only son of parents. I was there. 17 years and 19 years. Both were killed at once. Right in Shere, about 3 kilometers from here. How you can live? This is not country where I got 30 years ago. We are locking our cars. We are locking our homes. We have 11, 12, 13 cameras on each and every part of or this is in Shere. This is ghetto. Nothing is happening in Vancouver. Nothing is happening in Langley. Why? I don't know what is going on. But I know there are some faults, but where the police? Where the law? Where the lawmakers? What are their duties?
I'm a lawmaker. I'm sitting right in front of you.
I'm listening.
My question to the people of Surrey and Newton and Delta is this.
Yes.
Do you feel more or less safe after 10 years of Liberal government?
Yes. It was very different at Harper time. Very different.
And what's changed under Mark Carney? He took all my talking points. He said, I'm going to copy all of Poilievre's policies on crime. He hasn't passed a single crime law since he took office over a year ago. He has a majority. He has a majority in the Senate. What has changed in a year? Are you safer than you were a year ago? I mean, it's so obvious. We have a tiny group of criminals, so small, who do all the crime. Do you know in Vancouver itself, they had to arrest the same 40 offenders 6,000 times?
6,000 times, yes.
So why not just lock them up?
Those statistics you gave very nicely.
It's so obvious.
Yeah.
So why not just bring in a law that says anyone who's convicted of 3 serious offenses goes to jail for at least 10 years and as long as life? Why not bring in jail, not bail? You're not allowed to have bail if you have a track record of repeat offenses and you're newly arrested. Why aren't we tracking the criminal backgrounds of people coming into this country? How did the Liberals let the Bishnoi gang into Canada, into our borders? They're responsible for our borders. These are all obvious questions with obvious answers, but we are going to need a new government. And I'm asking the people of Surrey, are you ready for a change? Are you ready to feel safe and affordable? Are you ready for your kids to buy homes? Are you ready to fill up your gas tank and your grocery cart without emptying your bank account?
Today, when I started my show, I announced Mr. Poilievre is coming, sending me the questions. All our questions are here. Some of them said it is mistake of party giving 92 candidacy after red drop, giving candidacy to tainted candidates. Those are party's mistakes. Is there a lesson party learned from it?
We are nominating candidates a lot earlier this time. That's for sure. I think we should nominate early. That way the candidates have time to get known, knock on doors, raise money, build their profile, all of that stuff. So that is a definite lesson learned, and we're going to apply it.
And another thing in the party platform, the floor crossers. Why they left? From where they got drained out? Why they left? And under your leadership, where 85% voted in your favor. And after that,
87.
87. Why they started to go out?
Well, I mean, they sold out they betrayed their constituents.
Yes.
They ran under my leadership. All of them got more votes in their ridings because of my leadership, much higher than in the prior election. And then they got bought off somehow by Mark Carney, who is engaged in backroom dirty deals to give himself a majority that Canadians denied. But I believe that Canadians will hold him and the Liberal Party accountable for those dirty dealings in the next election, and they will have a chance. People will have a chance to elect a government that will restore safety and affordability and hope to the country.
From Harper time when you started as a young life in Ottawa up to now, Andrew Shere, Toole, what are the vote share from Harper to you? You were saying you added 2 million more votes under your leadership?
Well, I got by far the biggest vote count in the party's history, by far. 8.3 million votes.
Total.
Which was, I think the highest Harper ever got was about 6.5 million.
Yes.
I don't have the exact number.
2 million more than last.
Yeah, we got to 2.3 million more than the prior election. And the biggest vote count in the party's history. The biggest increase in the number of votes in party history. So we need to grow it even more, even bigger. And that's what we need. We need to have strong voices like yours, Harjit, that spread the conservative common sense message far and wide.
Another film of our lives I wanted to give you. 2 parents, both are dentists, running their dental clinic.
Yes.
The 3-year-old Guillermo, he got degeneration disease. Government is asking them to get a medicine for them. You have to raise $5 million.
Oh my goodness.
And we are doing it from last 1 month. Both parents are going to all Khalsa parades everywhere.
What's the disease?
This is a spastic paraplegia.
Okay, I'm not
Yes,
familiar with that.
it is going to be new. Miguel is going to do it. They are started trialing on it, but you have to get $5 million in order to get government $6, $7, $8, $3 million, and parents pledge $3 million from community, and they are going to put $2 million from their pocket. We are doing radiothons, we are doing GoFundMe, and we are running out of 700,000 today. While we are talking, both parents are walking towards Victoria. They are
walking to Victoria
to get that money out. The same token, we are giving $26 million to Ukraine, and Chrystia Freeland is sitting there and left his top job, and now she's working with Zelensky. Where our boundings are? Canadians first or Ukrainians are first?
Well, I always believe it should be Canadians before any other country anywhere on earth, no matter what it is. But it's sad that a treatment that you've just described is absolutely necessary. It should be covered by our public health insurance.
Yes.
But increasingly, we're seeing the healthcare system is failing Canadians, long waiting lines, cancers that work worse. And I spoke to a surgeon here in Lower Mainland. You were there, actually. I don't remember. We had a meeting
with all doctors.
It was all the doctors, and the guy said, you know what he called it? You know what he called it? He's a Punjabi doctor.
Yes.
He said, I call it peek and shriek. He would cut open a patient who has cancer, and he would shriek because the cancer had spread so far. Why? Because the wait time, it took so long.
7 months.
And so he would stitch them back up. And when they woke he would say, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do for you. It's too late. Please go and tell your family that you love them. And so often we're hearing these stories of the wait time is so long that people never survive. And we have to fix that. There's so many obvious things we could bring. Example, the Blue Seal, to get all the immigrant doctors licensed. We have 20,000 immigrant doctors in Canada that can't work because they can't get licensed. I want to keep our high standards, but why not have a national test to prove those standards that can be done in weeks, not years? All the doctors we could free up to reduce those wait times.
And my callers, sometimes they say open air, they are waiting for you, that there should be a huge protest in Surrey, and you will be sitting on the podium, and then the huge protest. That's how they are thinking. And another thing, they feel very helpless how they will cross these coming 3 years till next election. You think it will go till 29 April?
It's hard to say. I mean...
now they are in majority?
They are in a majority. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see. I don't know how... We will have to see how stable this Liberal caucus is. There's so many contradictions. You know, Mr. Carney says one thing to one group of Liberals and the opposite to the other. So can he keep them all together when he keeps changing his story? We'll see. I also think that the illusion of Mark Carney is going to collide very painfully with the reality. He is not fixing the problems that his party created. We're still getting more crime, more costs, more danger, a shrinking economy. And I think that will put major strains on his majority and potentially lead to an opportunity for change at an earlier date.
In Surrey elections, opponents, my opponents and everyone, they resemble you with the Donald Trump. And your latest trip to America, you went to Joe Rogan and everywhere.
Yes.
How was it?
It was fantastic.
How Americans were saying?
Oh, they love Canada, and I had a great conversation with Joe Rogan. You like Joe Rogan?
Oh yeah, he's good. I listen to him most of the time.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah,
he's a great person. He's a very down to earth. He's a real guy. He loves Canada, and I just found him to be a very kind, honest, easy to talk to person, and a real ally of Canada's. So I used that as an opportunity to fight for tariff-free trade. Because I said to myself, if I can talk to, say, 10 million, 20 million Americans, what would I say to them? And the answer is, let's get tariffs removed on steel, aluminum, lumber, particularly lumber. A lot of lumber workers in BC. And good for America, good for Canada. That's what we need to do. We have to get a partnership. We get tariff-free trade, get on with business.
Thank you so much. Manny Dillon, my riding president, send a note to you. Say hello to Pierre.
Oh, good. Hi, Manny. How are you, my friend? Can't wait to see you in person.
And anything in closing. And you seems today tired a little bit.
Well, I've got a little bit of a jet lag.
Yes, you just got out.
We just flew out very late last night.
Yes.
So I'm a little sluggish, and I didn't get my I didn't get my afternoon coffee. That's what I need right now.
It's time now.
A nice double espresso to pick me up
Yes.
a little bit. But my closing message is one of hope. We have such an incredible country with deep potential.
Yes.
And I want to unlock that potential and give people back control of their lives. Let's restore the place that you came to, filled with promise, nothing but a suitcase and a dream.
Yeah, one suitcase.
That you were able to fulfill,
ago.
right? You were able to fulfill those dreams.
Yeah.
Even though there were obstacles put in your way.
Yes, there were.
Unnecessary obstacles that we should be able to get rid of, like your engineering credential.
Yes.
Blue Seal would solve that. But we should be, again, a country where everybody, gets a house by the time they're 25, pays off their mortgage by 40, raises a couple of kids,
Yes.
lives in safety, retires peacefully.
Mm-hmm.
That's the country we need to restore.
Yes.
And we can restore it. Look, we have so many blessings, the most resources of any country in the history of the world.
Yes.
The most land, beautiful fresh water, the biggest coastline. So with all of that potential, it's time that we lived up to it. And that's what we as conservatives are fighting for.
Hope for best, bring it home.
Absolutely, my friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Mr. Pierre Poilievre, ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ हैं. Now promise comes frequently. Now 18 months are a long time. People want to listen to you
More
while we
often.
are sitting like this.
Yes.
On phone, it doesn't work like proper, Thank you so much, and looking forward to your next trip, and there should be a good town hall meeting. People wants to sit with you on different, the builders are, the highest bankruptcies or receiverships are going on from my community, and the lawmakers, doctors, engineers, they wanted to set for another round table in your
like
next.
that.
We will plan it.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
All right, my friend. Many blessings to you. Thank you for having me back.
Thank you so much. Mr. Pierre Poilievre, ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਸੀ.